morning, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Weber. I am coming to you today on Wednesday, April 22nd, and it's a very special day. Today is Earth Day, so happy Earth Day. Because it's Earth Day, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what Earth Day is, we're going to hear a story today called Michael Recycle. So Earth Day is a day that we celebrate our Earth and what we love about it, what we think is beautiful about it, and ways we can take care of it. So today in the story, Michael Recycle, we're going to learn about how Michael goes into a town, and we're going to see what he does and what he does to help the people take care of their Earth and their town to make sure it's nice and clean. Okay, I want you to look for that word recycle and think about what that means. So we recycle at school. When I hear the word recycle, I think of my recycling bin. Do you have a recycling bin at home? In my recycling bin, I put things like boxes and paper, newspapers. I put things like empty cans or empty bottles. And recycling is important because instead of just throwing those things in the trash, when you recycle those things, they're made into something new, okay? So it's not wasteful. Michael Recycle, okay, is a story written by Ellie Bethel and illustrated by Alexandra Colombo. Let's hear the story, then we'll talk more after. Michael Recycle. There once was a town called Aberdourimy where garbage was left to grow rotten and slimy. It never smelled fresh. The air was all hazy, but the people did nothing. They got rather lazy. And then something happened that no one could explain. It wasn't a bird, and it wasn't a plane. A green-caped crusader soared through the air with a colander hat on the top of his hair. He bounced off the earth with a thump and a bump, and he landed head first in the town garbage dump. He brushed off his suit, and he jumped to his feet, and he grinned at the townsfolk who he'd come to meet. I'm Michael Recycle, and I have a plan, but I need your help, everyone, to a man. The sky and the river are smelly and brown. Soon 50-foot bugs will take over your town. You've got to recycle. You've got to act soon before all your trash reaches up to the moon. Then, crushing a can, he gave them a wink and vanished from sight before they could blink. Miss Mooncotch exclaimed to her friend Mr. Crew, "Did you happen to hear what that boy said to do? Clean up and recycle. How hard can that be? A green and clean town would be lovely to see." They recycled their paper, their plastic and cans, and even old junk like used pots and pans. They also began the Be Greener campaign. They grew their own kumquats, and they saved up the rain. So proud was the town of their green transformation, they threw a grand party, a great celebration. They covered the town in green toilet paper. Then they rolled it back up to use again later. You may think that's yucky, but these folks don't agree. In Aberdourimy, recycling is key. When Michael came back to visit the town, he didn't despair, get angry, or frown. And for everything looked so clean and brand new, the sky and the river were again a bright blue. Look at our town, it gleams and it glitters, and nothing's wasted and nobody litters. What does litters mean? If you're having a lollipop and you're done with a lollipop and you decide to throw it on the ground, that's littering. We don't want to litter because it makes waste all over our beautiful earth. To Michael Recycle, the green-caped crusader, our green superhero, the planet's new savior. But Michael Recycle was nowhere around. He'd already moved on to help the next town. So if you should see a green silhouette streaking the skies, please don't get upset. The noises you hear, that clunk and that thunk, it's just your friend Michael recycling old junk. So let's think about some ways that we've recycled. When we were in the classroom, we had those big green bins. So think about some things that we would put in those green bins. We would put scraps after we did cutting and gluing. There'd be little pieces of paper and we would have our recycler go around and collect all the scraps. The scraps would go in there. Think about the cafeteria. What did you always put in the recycling bin at the cafeteria? Yeah, your lunch tray. After you eat your lunch, if you're buying lunch, we tell you to dump the food in the garbage and then take your tray and put it in the recycling bin. Yeah, so there are lots of ways that we can take care of the earth. Recycling is just one way to help the earth on this special Earth Day. What are some other ways you can think of? In the book, there was, the author told us about littering. Not to litter, right? Don't throw trash on the floor. So if you were going on a walk with mom or dad, maybe today for Earth Day later on, and you saw some garbage on the floor, maybe if you had like a little garbage bag with you or something, you could throw that trash in there and that would help take care of the earth. I'm thinking of another way, actually two more ways. My kids in my house always leave all the lights on everywhere, like in the bathroom and in their bedrooms and everywhere. And we're always going back and we're always turning the lights off, turning the lights off. So when you leave a room, make sure you turn the light off because it saves electricity and that helps our earth. One more way I was thinking, I want you to think about when you brush your teeth. You can leave the water running and running and running while you're brushing, or you can turn the water off. And if the water stays off while you're brushing your teeth, guess what? You're saving water. And that's another great way to care for the earth. So there are lots of ways we can be aware of our earth and take care of it, okay? So I want you to think about that today, because today is Earth Day, a day dedicated to our beautiful world that we live in. Later, we are going to have our Wednesday Zoom lunch. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you. So that will be at 12 o'clock today at lunchtime. And if you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, make sure you raise your hand in our Zoom and we can all see each other, and we'll try our best to answer your questions then. You're going to have 2 assignments today. The first one is to hear a story on Mayan, and it will be a fiction story. So a story that's not real, that's not giving information, but it's a fun story, and it's going to have some words in the story that are going to begin with the digraphs that we've been practicing. Okay, so yesterday you found in a poem words that begin or have the digraph shh. SH says shh. You also found words that have the digraph TH says. Today, when you hear the story on Maayan about Max and you listen, I want you to pay attention to the author's words and see if you can find words that have the sh or the th digraph in them. Okay? When you're done with that, we're gonna post on Etsy a fun word sort activity. Mom or dad can print it and you can cut and glue the words that match the digraph. Or there's gonna be another option for you to pull it up on your computer and you can drag the words over to the correct part of the T-chart that has our 2 digraphs that we've been working on. Shh and for math today, we're gonna be doing another activity on Pearson using solid shapes again, and this time we're going to be talking about the position of solid shapes. So you're going to be listening for words like above, below, beside. So those are our positional words. There'll be a couple songs up to help you remember those words and the types of shapes that we're working on, and then you can go ahead and complete lesson 12-6 on Pearson. That's it. Oh, one more thing. For Earth Day, we will also post a special read aloud, not Michael Recycle, a different read aloud from YouTube. It's a little critter book about Earth Day. So you can hear that in the science section of Etsy. So lots of great, exciting things for today. I can't wait to see you later at our Zoom, but have a wonderful morning and an excellent rest of your afternoon, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.